Hi, you're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Let's get straight to it. Now, according to ANI, which is quoted sources, the Income Tax Department today has carried out raids at the Uttar Pradesh residence of Rajiv Rai, who's a Samajwadi Party National Secretary, and the former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav's aide. Now, raids have also been reportedly conducted at premises of RCL Group promoter Manoj Yadav and Jainendra Yadav in Lucknow, who are also set to be Akhilesh Yadav's aides. Now, this is according to ANI. In the meantime, Akhilesh Yadav has hit out at the ruling party, saying, and I quote, I have said this time and again that as elections approach, all this starts happening. अभी तो इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट आया है, एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट आएगा, सीबीआई आएगा, but the cycle will not stop. We will continue at the same pace. BJP will be wiped out of UP. People of the state won't be fooled. End quote. Now, today's rates just comes ahead of the assembly elections that was set to take place in the state. Also in the news now, the center informed Lok Sabha that the Indian Air Force and Army have recorded 15 chopper crashes, which resulted into the deaths of 31 people in the last 5 years. Now, 7 helicopters each from the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force were involved in accidents during the period, while the number from the Navy was 1. Also in the news, AIMIM President Assaduddin Owaisi has said that the centre's decision to increase the age of marriage for women to 21 is, and I quote, typical paternalism that we have come to expect. They can consent to sexual relationships and live in relationships, but cannot choose their life partners. Just ridiculous, end quote. Now, several other leaders have also spoken and criticized this. For instance, Samajwadi Party MP Syed Hassan, speaking to ANI, said, and I quote, I believe that when a girl is mature and attains the age of fertility, she should get married. If a girl is mature at 16, she can get married at 16. If she can vote at 18, why can't she get married? End quote. Now, expressing a similar view on this, Samajwadi Party MP Shafiqur Rahman said, and I quote, India is a poor country and everybody wants to marry off their daughter at an early age. I will not support this bill in the parliament, end quote. Updates now on Omicron cases in the country. India's tally has now reached 113. So there are 113 cases of Omicron COVID variant in the country. In the meantime, India has reported 7,145 new COVID cases and 289 deaths in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul has said that given the surge of COVID cases in the UK, India can witness 14 lakh COVID cases every day. Now, he said, and I quote, if we look at the scale of spread in the UK and if there is a similar outbreak in India, then given our population, there will be 14 lakh cases every day, end quote. Meanwhile, UK has reported over 93,000 cases in the last 24 hours, a third consecutive record daily tally. Now, this is according to a report by AFP. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that the aim was on, and I quote, trying to make sure that we do not only have the fastest vaccine rollout in Europe, but also to avert some of the more damaging consequences of Omicron, end quote. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has pulled up the Kerala, Rajasthan, and Maharashtra governments over delay in compensation for COVID victims. Now, it also issued notices to Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, and Delhi governments seeking additional data in the subject. Now, Justice M.R. Shah and Justice B.V. Nagaratna slammed the sorry state of affairs in Kerala and said, and I quote, as a welfare state, if it is their duty to pay compensation to people who have already suffered, end quote. In October this year, the court had approved 50,000 rupees compensation for the family members of COVID victims under several central and state government schemes. Anyone who died within 30 days of testing positive for COVID is eligible for that compensation, irrespective of what the immediate cause of death was. Also, in the news, the DRDO, or the Defense Research and Development Organization, successfully test fired the new generation nuclear capable ballistic missile Agni Prime from APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. Now, this is the second time the missile was tested this year after June. Now, Agni 5, India's longest range ballistic missile, has a range of nearly 5,000 kilometers. In the meantime, the IMD has issued a cold wave alert in 5 states. Now, these states include Punjab, Haryana, North Rajasthan, and some parts of West Uttar Pradesh and North Madhya Pradesh. Now, similar conditions are likely to continue till Tuesday. Thereafter, temperatures are expected to rise slightly. On to business news at this point. According to IANS, prices of compressed natural gas and piped natural gas increased for the second time in 3 weeks in Mumbai. Now, the basic price of CNG has increased by 2 rupees per kg, and domestic PNG has increased by 1.5 rupees per standard cubic meter for the MMR region, or the Mumbai metropolitan region. On to sports news right now. BCCI's All India Senior Selection Committee has named KL Rahul as vice captain for the upcoming 3-match test series against South Africa. Now, Rahul replaces Rohit Sharma as vice captain, who is ruled out of the test series owing to a hamstring injury. Now, the test series will begin on the 26th of December. And one piece of good news before we wrap up this bulletin: the newly crowned Miss America Emma Broyles has made history, becoming both the first Korean American and the first Alaskan to hold the title in the competition's 100-year history. Now, according to the Associated Press, she said, and I quote, "I never could have imagined in a million years that I would be Miss America, let alone that I would be Miss Alaska," end quote. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.